Sergeant Ford had been tasked with the construction of new houses, having brought the newly upgraded ASAM construction bots from the castle. With the help of the local militia, several houses were repurposed to house a large number of people, as well as a temporary holding area that was built in the river. This would provide a secure location where the water could be rigged to electrocute any raider who was trying to escape. Jake suggested that the city of Concord might be considered for future housing. The settlers housed at the farm could work on stripping the town for valuable parts and repairing the buildings. In the meantime, a small encampment had been established to house the influx of migrating settlers. This was all thanks to the security the Minutemen provided at the Abernathy farm, which they had massively expanded over the recent months. This was greatly needed as it provided the immigrant settlers with work and, more importantly, food. Sanctuary was booming with the massive number of people who were now living there. Many people had started to say that life there was becoming similar to Diamond City. While the general loved to hear that people were happy and felt safer, he knew that it was only a matter of time before there would be an attack. With both Sergeant Warrens and Corporal Taggart being stationed closer, this was advantageous for any future attacks. The general summoned Corporal Madison. He asked her to make a census that would comprise the 4 major settlements and to also include Grey Garden and Oberland. The general wanted to know how many people he was managing, and it would be beneficial to have data like names and jobs. It was decided that he wanted to establish some form of government system to help at each settlement and manage things. Up until this point, the general had been running things at the castle and trying to manage the politics of the day-to-day needs at Sanctuary. Likewise, his officers were essentially in charge of running the settlements they were stationed at. With an established chain of command for the common folk to follow, he could better focus on running the military and security needs. After talking it over with the officers, the general decided that local elections would be held at each settlement. He ordered that there was to be a ballot writing for one who wished to run for the office of mayor. Each settlement was to have several individuals submit their names. The general wanted to interview each and every one of them to determine whether they would be a good fit or run things into the ground, as it wasn't wise to have complete control over to any one person, lest they sell out the city's protection for a hefty sum of caps. The general sent word to the towns about the elections and that anyone who wished to run for mayor would need to see him at the castle or wait till he visited their settlement. The general had initially wanted the elections to be completely free of choice. He changed his mind after some further thought and discussion with Buttons. He realised that while it might have been the old-world democratic thing to do, times had changed. He desired that all the people in the apocalyptic Commonwealth could have partaken in that world, but now it needed order and structure, and he would be the one to lead them there, just like he had brought the Minutemen back to life. It had been almost a year since the general had first left the vault, and so much had happened, but the general still hoped that his son was out there. He hadn't lost hope that one day he would find him, and with a literal army at his fingertips, this task would be much easier. With Sanctuary City's rapid growth, not only attracted the eye of larger raider gangs, but it also began to gain the attention of the Institute. Little was known about this group other than that they kidnapped people from Diamond City, and the whole Commonwealth feared them. But ever since the Minutemen were re-established at the castle, all the kidnappings slowed dramatically. Most people believed that it was due to the Minutemen possibly being able to fight back. Unlike Diamond City, Sanctuary not only housed a defence force, but with the general's army, they had an offensive force. It wasn't long before a young woman named Tori came to the castle looking to join the Minutemen. She was incredibly fit and deadly accurate with just about every gun they gave her. She had completed the basic training that all new recruits are provided with. But unlike other girls of her age, she was the fastest, even beating most of the men's times. Both Preston and Roni were surprised at how well she had performed and excelled at almost everything they threw at her. Hartfield wanted to assign her as the castle's sniper, but was overruled by Preston. He had been concerned that the general needed bodyguards who would accompany him everywhere he went. While the general opposed the idea, thinking that dog meat was more than enough security for him, Preston insisted. So the general was assigned 6 men to guard him, The triplets from the Grimes family were chosen as they had some of the top scores in accuracy and were very fit. The general insisted that Buttons be given one of the spots, as he had grown close to the young boy and trusted him. Tori and Aaron were chosen to fill the last spots. The general spent several days getting to know his newly appointed bodyguards and teaching them more from his vast pre-war military background.